Venice is just full of nice spaces to vlog, like this one. So I just, while we're here, you know, you just need to do another vlog. This one should be number 14, I guess. I think I haven't made one in a while. Even though the weather could be a bit better, it could be a bit warmer, and it would look a bit nicer. But I just went in one random street that is a dead end, so nobody comes here. So it's quite quiet. I mean, it's at the Canale Grande, the Grande Canal. So there are big boats, and there's a spot where only one big boat can go through. So they'll be constantly honking in the background, and big boats are loud as well. But still, I quite like this view of the Grande Canal and the houses, and I could mount you on that statue. So this, told you, is a nice spot to vlog. Look how nice the boats go over the... It's just like, yeah, I'm on the boat and I go there, and that's why I have to honk, yo. Yeah. Alright, so today I want to talk about my master's thesis again, because we decided that we want to do the master thesis thing first and then find a proper job. So we need to finish the master thesis, and we need to really actually start freaking working on it now, because I just don't do anything all the time, so I never... So before Christmas I went to my supervisor and I was like, yo, so what do we actually do now? Because we still had those two things that we could do. One with the swimmers, where I just analyzed pictures, and the other one we had for transport mode detection with several things. I told you about it in vlog 10-ish maybe. And I was like, you know, I kinda don't want to work for nothing. So if I do the one thing, I don't want to work on the other thing, and if I work on the other thing, I don't want to do the first thing. So what do we actually do now? He showed me a few pictures of the food of the swimmers, and then we both were like, yeah, that's probably not gonna be anything interesting. It's probably gonna be meh. We'll probably not find differences between the two groups. Besides, my algorithm is really not trained on the kind of data that they give me, because, you know, they take pictures of wrapped food and yogurts and that kind of thing, and that's just, I don't have categories for that. So the classification would just be bad. So I would have to properly train it on something else. And I'm like, you know, I don't really want to do that. So we decided that yes, I'm gonna try it and try running my classifier on the pictures once we have all the pictures, just for them to know. So that's just one service I'll provide, because it's not a lot of work for me. But my real master thesis is gonna be something different, and I want to do it with that guy still, because he seems like a really nice guy, and he also helps me, he suggests stuff, and I have the impression that his grading will not ask for too much. So if I'm done with what we said we would do, he won't be like, yeah, and now we want to add this, and now we also want to do this, because that's horrible for a master's thesis, especially one that I do in Austria, because it can just be with no limit. There is no time limit to my master's thesis, just when it's done, it's done. And so I need a supervisor who's not like, yeah, but you could also add this. I feel good with having him as a supervisor. That being said, I was like, yeah, okay, the transport mode detection then. I had a look at the state-of-the-art approaches for doing this with audio, because I'm most interested in the audio part. I'm just an audio video kind of guy, and you know, audio is a part of video, and if you do audio analysis, that's something I'm interested in. I'm not so much interested in, say, GPS data, because GPS data, what about it? It's not interesting. Video is interesting. Audio is interesting. So he was like, so if you're most interested in audio, then we can just do audio, and then redefine the thesis question to something else. And that is what we did. So once again, my topic changed a little bit. We're still gonna do transport mode detection with audio only. What I found in the literature, most of the approaches are more for like sound event detection, like honking. Oh, perfect examples. Phone ringing, another example. Dogs barking, or footsteps, or, you know, small sound events. That's what most audio classification tasks contain. So just finding those little audio events. I didn't find a paper specifically on transport mode detection with audio, or specifically with sound environment detection or classification, but it's basically gonna be the same thing. And state-of-the-art approaches all use deep learning, so pretty much what I already did with images, just that you now put in sound. So for my master's thesis, what we actually want to do are 3 parts. The first one will be transport mode detection again. That could be walking, cycling, and then bus, tram, maybe even airplane, probably not airplane. And then I want to build a classifier. I'll have to find and redevelop a state-of-the-art system for classification. And then I could compare it to a baseline, like an older form of classification. Once the transport mode detection works, which shouldn't be that difficult because the audio should be quite different really, then we can go on to part 2, semantic place detection. So basically you have audio from one place, a supermarket or an office, or say outside, and then again we want to classify those. This should be a bit harder of a task because places, you know, semantic places, they don't necessarily sound the same every time and might only be slight differences, and we want to see how well that works. And once we did that, we can then even do part 3 and try real places, like say the Hauptplatz in Graz. That's a real place. Or St. Mark's Square in Venice. Real places. And then again you want to classify them. This is of course going to be the hardest of the 3, but even if it doesn't work at all, we can compare it to the baseline, and also we can do things like finding out how much is the minimum data required for the classification to work. So how long does the sound sample need to be, or how many kilobytes per second does the sound sample need to be? Sound samples. So there are lots of things that you can do with this, and even if I just use a state-of-the-art approach, I don't need to develop one myself. I can just use one and then write about it. It will be enough for a master's thesis. Not for a PhD, but for a master's. And I don't want my PhD yet, maybe ever. That's cool, we compare shit and then we write a thesis about it. And I'm somewhat enthusiastic about this because, as I said, I really like audio, and I was fascinated by what you can do with deep learning for images, and so I assume that it will be the same for audio, so that's gonna be interesting to do. I just need to do it. Speaking of needing to do shit, the hard part really, or the exhausting part, is gonna be creating the datasets, because I don't have a dataset and I didn't find a dataset. Maybe I will find a dataset somewhere, but I don't think that I will find a dataset. We'll see. But yeah, I'll just have to go to Graz Hauptplatz and be there with my microphone and stand there and record everything apparently, and that for quite a long time and at different times of the day for it to be somewhat accurate, and different times of the year. So to get a good dataset, especially one that I can use for training a deep neural network, and those need a lot of samples, it's gonna be tough to you know, properly create that. And then I need to use different microphones. Should still be good. I mean, I'll just have to ride the bus a few rounds. Yeah, so that's currently my master thesis topic. Might change again if I'm still not happy with what I'm doing, but for now that's how it is. I have a meeting with my supervisor in a week, where I promise that I will have a state-of-the-art thing implemented, but it will probably not be a state-of-the-art thing, but a state-of-the-art from 2 years ago, because there are some nice TensorFlow examples with deep learning as well, but with a not state-of-the-art approach, and I want to try those if it works with them, and if it works with them, then I extend them to state-of-the-art things. Yeah, right, it got kind of dark and cold, and my train departs in 2 hours. Okay, good. I think that's everything for today. Thank you for watching once again. I hope that you enjoy this nice view of Venice. It took me quite a while to find a spot like this. I'm again far behind on the regular vlogs because I did so much traveling with Kemi, but therefore there will be some nice videos coming up in the near future, so you can be looking forward to that. You shall see me again in less than a week, where I'm gonna be replying to your comments if you leave me any. I'm gonna leave you with a question, which is, should I keep putting background music to my vlogs or my vlogs in general? Because I'm still not sure about that. I'm trying it out sometimes, and so far I only got one person giving me feedback on it, so I'm gonna ask you again. Let me know if you like the kind of background sound that I put on, or if you prefer to just have the background sounds of, you know, the boats and shit, like the real background sounds, or if music makes it more pleasant to watch. Because sometimes I feel like music distracts too much, but sometimes I also feel like music enhances it a lot. It all depends on the music and it all depends on so many things, but I still want to know if you like this particular one and the ones I do. I mean, music really works well if I just do B-roll, show some shit from Venice and then do the sound under it, but also those talky kind of videos. If there's music, I think it might be more... I don't know, you tell me, okay? Cool, then make your motivation, go finally finish your master's thesis, and then you'll hear from me again next week. Cool! Bye bye from Venice. End screen, end screen. This is the fucking end screen. Thank you so much for watching. You can click on the videos and you can click on the subscribe thingy. You can even click on Patreon and support me there, but you really don't need to, because, you know, it's your money. You better do shit with your money. But if you like have too much money, I'm fine with you giving me some.